Morning, all, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Today, I'm actually going to be doing a bit of a different video than usual. I know I haven't posted in about a month. Finally excited to really just get back on camera and start making content. And I want to talk about Canadian finance, specifically why I chose to switch from CIBC to Wealthsimple and neobank. Let's get into it. So, as a little backstory, I've been with CIBC for over just around 2.5 years. It's actually my third bank I've ever used. I'm only 26, so I'm still fairly young. Other banks I've been with have been RBC, which was actually my first bank when I was about 13, 14 years old. And my second one was TD Bank. For some reason, my biggest pet peeve with TD Bank was those tap to pay things where you can pay with your watch or smartphone, right? For some stupid reason, they didn't have it available on Android devices. Couldn't get it on Google Pay or Google Wallet, nor would the app even work on Android phones. I don't know if TD actually hates Android. Maybe there's this talk about, oh, Android users are poor. And since TD is a bank, I'm pretty sure that'd be repulsive to them. Anyways, besides the point, I digress. CIBC savings account is called their eAdvantage savings account, which is supposed to be, as they call it, a high interest savings account. One of the things that I really personally liked was if you saved at least $200 a month, you'd get bonus interest. I think it's about like another 0.25% on top of the regular interest rate you're already earning, which is actually pretty low. And that regular interest rate is currently, as of this recording, 0.25%. The thing with the big five banks like TD, CIBC, RBC, BMO, and Scotia, they typically have very, very low interest rates. You brand their savings accounts as high interest savings accounts. Usually ranges anywhere between as low as 1% and as high as 1.5, around 1.5, 1.9% max. And you only get to the higher end if you have a higher balance of tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And to be honest, if you're just leaving your money in a regular savings account with a big five or with a bank with a low interest rate, your money isn't really going anywhere. It's not really doing anything and not really making much of any interest on it at all. Now, I did have a TFSA with CIBC as well, which was pretty good. Although until about a couple weeks ago, I never really knew how to use a TFSA other than just to have it as an alternative savings account. I do know that the CIBC TFSA gave a slightly higher interest rate of 0.40%, and they have promo periods within the first couple months of each year where they boost that up all the way to 5%, which is pretty sweet. I never really realized that the TFSA was meant to be an investment account where you can grow your money tax-free, whether through saving or investing, and the government can't touch it at all. But we'll get more into that later. I'm going to get into why I left CIBC for Wealthsimple and neobank. Reason number one is that they're quote-unquote high-interest savings accounts. I think it's better to call them low-interest savings accounts because their interest rates are actually quite low. As I mentioned before, not really getting any more than 1.5 to 1.9% at max, and that's if your balance is in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. On the other hand, I recently moved. On the other hand, I recently moved pretty much my whole banking from CIBC to Wealthsimple and Neo. Let's start with Neo. I mainly moved to Neo Bank because their high interest savings account interest rate is 3%, which is actually really, really good. And with the recent Bank of Canada rate interest drop, it doesn't seem like it was affected at all. So it stayed at a consistent 3%, which is something I really like. For me, actually, I had a certain savings goal this year, and one of the ways I figured out how to reach that goal was to keep a savings account separate from my regular banking account, so I feel less tempted to go into it. And that's why I have a Neo Bank, which is actually separate from my Wealthsimple account, and that Neo high interest savings account is strictly just for long-term savings and nothing else. And this 3% interest rate with Neo is not a promo period, so it's likely going to stay at 3%. although it is subject to change depending on the Bank of Canada's interest rates. But for now, I think we can expect NEO to stay at 3%. Another reason why I left CIBC, and I actually do my main banking with Wealthsimple. So I use Wealthsimple for all my bill payments, all my direct deposits, and pretty much everything else. And I'm going to go on and talk about their checking account a little bit. Well, their accounts are called the cash accounts, and it's somewhat of a checking and savings hybrid account, which you can pretty much do both. And one of the things that the big five usually do is they usually charge monthly fees just for using their services. They range from anywhere from $2 all the way up to $30 in the higher range. And some of them charge for a certain amount of transactions or something like that. With Wealthsimple, there are absolutely no account fees, no transaction charges, free transfers, free e-transfers, all of that good stuff. But one of the coolest things I really like is it also functions as a hybrid checking and savings account, which I actually have this Wealthsimple cash card right here. It's, if you can see the MasterCard logo, it actually is supposed to act as like almost like a MasterCard, which it actually, this one in particular, it basically gives you cash back 1%, if I remember correctly. It's 1% on anything you spend, on any purchases you make, whether in-store or online, which is a really good thing, which is kind of also incentivizes me to use it and just makes me happy and I'm at least getting something back for using it. I'm not borrowing anybody else's money, so it has no effect on my credit whatsoever. And the other cool thing about it is it's also a checking account that actually earns interest. Current interest rate is 1.75%, since I'm a core client, because they have three different tiers. The core tier is basically if you have up to $99,000 in assets. So basically that's the lowest tier. And second on that list is the premium tier, which is basically if you have $100,000 to $499,000 in assets. That gives you a higher interest rate and access to some more perks. And the highest tier is the generation, which is if you have at least $500,000 in assets or more, which gives you access to the highest interest rates and a lot more perks. Yeah, definitely a good option. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by Wealthsimple. I am not getting paid to do this, so every opinion and view is strictly my own. Another cool thing about this Wealthsimple cash account, which is basically their checking account, is actually another good thing about their Wealthsimple cash account, which is pretty much their hybrid checking savings account, is you actually earn interest on your balance. Yes, you heard me right. Earn interest on your balance, just like a savings account. Like I said, the current interest rate is 1.75%. Another reason why I decided to go with Wealthsimple is because of investing. And it's just this year when I actually started investing. I actually met with a financial advisor. Her name is Sherika Harris. I'll put her Instagram and contact info down in the description if you want to check her out. But she was the one who gave me some advice and really encouraged me to start investing and not be afraid of risk. And with Wealthsimple, their accounts really make it easy for me to invest. I currently have investments in TFSA, which is a pretty diverse but high risk portfolio. Anything I earned with will not be taxed, so the government can't touch it. And for those who don't know, a tax-free savings account is basically an account where anything in it you don't have to pay taxes, because with a regular savings account or any other account, you have to pay taxes on the interest you earn, or if you have do an investment outside of a TFSA or RSP, you'll also have to pay taxes on the interest you earn or any dividends or gains you earn as well. Currently, for me, I have a diversified portfolio in that TFSA, where it's a mix of primarily stocks, but also some bonds and a couple other things. Yeah, all right, so that's about it for the video. Now, disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You can, so don't take this as financial advice. I'm probably just as confused about all this stuff as you are, because I'm just kind of a beginner getting into this. So I don't really know too much, but I'm learning as I go along. Hope you all enjoyed the video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Another cool perk I forgot to mention in the video, which I'll add in, which was if you have a direct deposit, and this could be not only just from your employer, but also from the government. So any checks from the CRA, like your tax refund, your GST payments, stuff like that. If the total of those deposits it reaches or exceeds $2,000 per month, in that month where it hits or exceeds $2,000, you'll get another 25% interest boost on all your cash accounts. Just something really cool. Yeah, just something I wanted to throw in there. I forgot to film it and add it into the main video, but I'll add it in between.